to a cast. Let's do it. Alright, guys. Here we go. Spawning here in the top left-hand side. In the pink, the Zerg player, it is Scarlett. Her opponent down here in the bottom right-hand side. In the blue, the Protoss, it's Stats. This is a best of 3 group stage game, guys. It's a group stage game from the Memes and Dreams Invitational. For you guys who don't know, this was a tournament. I think there was like $1,000. I don't know how much money there actually was up for this. I know there was a fair bit of money, but basically the team house in Korea that has all the foreigners in it, all the non-Korean players from all over the world, it's called the Project Unity Team House. They decided to run a tournament, put out some content. So they had a bunch of the top Korean players come over to the house. The players that live there, it was a $2,000 prize pool apparently, and basically they just had the pros kind of casually commentating the games. We had Special giving some hilarious insights. Everyone just kind of taking turns commentating, having fun. It was all streamed on Scarlett's stream, actually. So, if you want to see the actual good pro insight commentary, make sure you go sub to her stream. I think the VODs are behind a paywall. I'm not 100% sure, didn't check. Go check out her stream, as that's what they tend to use for any events in the house. And this was a best of 3 group stage match, groups of 4, GSL format, I believe, in the group stage. So everyone plays 2 to 3 matches in the group stage. Top 2 players out of the 4 go through. So it's 2 matches happen. Winners face winners, losers face losers. Now, I may be out of order with the game slightly because I didn't want to spoil myself on the results. So if anyone's like, I can't stand it, apparently you did game 2 instead of game 1, that sort of thing, please just let me know. You can always, shoot me a message and say, hey, I'm happy to send you a list of what order all these maps are played in. Because it's not on Wikipedia. Only the final bracket is actually listed on Wikipedia. So I don't actually know the order without spoiling myself completely. Anyways, let's focus on what's going on. That was a nice pylon block from Stats. Delayed Scarlett's expansion here. Scarlett finally getting that down. She does have a fast link speed starting up now. Very early link speed, in fact. Some potential rushes she could do off this. And this early 6 lings already going to start to force some damage. This is such a tiny map, and Stats was so greedy. Saw it was pull first and didn't even build a Zealot. Has already lost 1 probe, but Scarlett would love a few more kills. Stats has got to babysit those Reddit point probes. Ooh, these nice probe micro from Stats. Only loses 1, 2 more probes. Scarlett wants to get that Reddit point probe, but nice block there. Total of 4 workers go down. That's acceptable losses for Stats. It's not great, but he's got the Nexus finishing at the same time as Scarlett's. They're pretty much tied on workers, and he does have Adepts out. Now, with 2 Adepts coming out, that's a real strong point. This is going to be really tough for Scarlett to actually defend. She doesn't have any Zerglings. She's being greedy right now. Her Overlord saw these Adepts coming out. I don't think she was paying attention because she's not building... Oh, she's supply blocked. Oh, God. Okay, this could be really problematic. These Adepts going to be a real pain in the ass. They could dive, and I think that's the right call. If he dives in, oh, get the Creep Tumor. Oh, Stats is going to kill the Creep Tumor and force a bunch of mining time. Is ready to shade into that main base. Is going to go for it. Bam, already 1 drone falling. Another drone goes down.
Too old to figure out bits. Also 7,777.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for the support there, Zai, with the 2277 tip. Just to ruin people with OCD. Holy crap, guys. That was massive damage. A huge screw up there from Scarlett. I mean, even if those Adepts come over, the Zerglings out, and Scarlett just macros, she's got to just build a bunch of Zerglings before going back to droning. It's a nice move from Stats. He can send the Adepts home and be good. But if you actually kill 6 workers and waste mining time this early, I mean, Scarlett can't even afford a 3rd base right now. She's continued mining gas this whole time. The problem is there's already an Oracle out. He's going to scout everything that's coming. I mean, in this situation as Scarlett, I'd be prone to building a Baneling nest and just try to go all in. Scarlett's bringing 4 queens across the map. Oh, she might actually just be doing a mass queen Zergling timing. You can see Stats here. He's worried about an all in. He's staying very defensive. He has no idea. She's just going to walk queens across the map, rally masses of speedlings behind this. I think a Baneling nest would be a good idea. She's still mining gas. Not really sure what the follow-up plan is. The Oracle here is going to see that. The Phoenix is going to kill that Overlord. Scarlett not trying to lead that Phoenix over. The Phoenix sees it. The Queens have been spotted. Okay, Stats. He's got a 2nd Oracle. He's trying to build shield batteries. He doesn't have any more gateways, though. He's only got 1 gate production. I actually don't think Stats can hold this. This is such a weird all-in. here from Scarlett. Once those shield batteries finish, that'll be huge. He's going to fully wall in. Notice this Adept shaded back before he put down the pylon. That Adept teleports to safety. Stasis Trap's going down to try and buy more time. The Cybernetic Score has finished that upgrade. And actually, 2 Queens and a bunch of Zergans get frozen. And that's so incredible because this acts like a force field and actually stops those buildings from getting attacked. The gateway on the south side, though, is taking a lot of damage. That's going to quickly re-wall behind that. These Oracles able to take on those Queens. And Scarlett here now in quite a bit of trouble. What I thought might be an unstoppable all-in is getting a little bit out of control. But these 2 Oracles out of energy, and there's only 3 Adepts. The shield batteries, of course, are going to keep those Adepts alive pretty much forever, though. So, I mean, how do you break this as Scarlett? She doesn't have Banelings. I mean, her Zerglings are going to try and engage, but the Adepts are very happy with that. Stats actually hasn't changed the focus fire. Scarlett, this is a transfuse. What is going on here? Scarlett with some uncharacteristic mistakes. And because she missed that transfuse, she now can't heal that Queen. This Queen does pull back. The Oracle runs out of energy. The Cybercore does fall. But the Adepts are still strong in the front shield. Oh, Shades once again. A bunch of Adepts behind. This Adept here, wedged in a tight little corner, being a distraction as well. The endless wall-offs from Stats are too good. This is some sick SimCity. That's sick City right there. And Stats holds off the all-in. A bit of a blundered game there from Scarlett. She went for the pull first. And it was totally fine that her hatchery was delayed. But she should have had that Overlord on the way. She should have had Zerglings ready to shut down those Adepts on the map. If she was going to swap into this desperate all-in, she should have pulled off gas. She could have had more minerals and had a 3rd hatchery for more reinforcements. I feel like maybe even Banelings, just to try and bust down that wall a little bit quicker, could have potentially worked there. But she was a little bit sloppy, I think, with how she executed that. You know, there were a few transfuses that were missed. She let her Queens walk into a stasis trap. Things, I think, went a little bit haywire. So let's see if Scarlett can bring it back. She is now down 1 game. Thank you. Well, Rutabaga, are you serious? Are you serious? Did you just do that for me? You fucker. I clicked it too. I was like, Rutabaga's always in chat. I'm going to trust this link. Fuck you. I just got rickrolled. I just got rickrolled on my stream PC. Thankfully, the stream didn't hear it. I could have not owned up to that and pretended that never happened, but I just got rickrolled. Rutabaga's like, here's a list of all the maps with no spoilers. And I'm like, oh, let's click on that. And fucking pops up with fucking Rick Astley's face. And I'm like, God damn it, you... you piece of shit. All right. Let's see how we go, guys. So up 1 game. Let's hop into map number 2. Down here in the bottom, up here in the bottom, the top left. In the red, it's Stats. And down here in the bottom right, in the pink, it's Scarlett. So definitely a nice start to things for Stats there. Played a pretty clean build. Blocked the hatch. Did some damage to the Adepts. Defended the all-in. Good shit. She sent all the drones to the main. Now you feel like you should actually do it? Nah, it doesn't matter, Rutabaga. It's chill. Performance says she sent all the drones to the main as she had a spore there. So she didn't want to lose 3 drones and +1 as she was 17 and 16 in the main. So 4 drones are natural if SOS sent an Oracle there. That's true. That is correct, Vomit. Yeah, she didn't want to build a second spore because her economy sucked. It really sucked. Rick rolling will be a thing for the rest of the time. It will. It's going to last forever, dude. Can I post a link for 1 off for 1 for 5, says Big Drews. I will be uploading this to YouTube, Black Wamba. Sorry, I don't know what you mean 1 for 5, Big Drew. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, the bits thing. Okay, yeah, I should link that. How do you actually do that? Twitch purchase bits. I'm gonna try and actually put a link in there. Okay. Oh, there we go, buy bits. Okay, cool. You know what? Why did I not put that in that command before? You're just an intelligent human, Drew, and I am not. Thank you very much for actually mentioning that. I'm going to put that link in there. I'm such a pleb because I normally tip people directly. I haven't used bits. I don't have Amazon Prime, so I actually can't use this deal. But let's find that command. The command was bits, I believe. Yep. And let's put the link in the command. There we go. Okay. There we go. So I put the link in there. It's literally just twitch.tv/bits. Apparently I Googled it, found that one nice and quickly. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up on that. All right, guys, let's get into this game. Oh my god, do not lose that drone. Do not lose that drone. Okay, it took a lot of damage. Stats being a bit of an annoying guy. Hatch gas pool here for Scarlett. She's going to leave one worker on gas. Back at home, we do see Chrono Boosted Adept. And of course, Scarlett here sees that the Cyber Core is not spinning. She knows there's a Stargate going down in that main base. She doesn't even need to scout for it. And her second Overlord's just chilling at home. I mean, this is the meta. It has been for a while. And in this meta, players basically just send one Overlord across the map. It's probably going to go into the main. But for now, it's checking, hey, is there a second Adept on the way? And most importantly, is there a second Chrono Boost? Nah, not Stats' style. Stats is going to Chrono Boost the crap out of his probes. Double Chrono on the next side rather than Chrono Boosting the second Adept. He says, this is a big map. She'll be ready for it. And I think, yeah, she's not even going to bother scouting the main. Now, that's an oversight, in my opinion. Because this Overlord, I mean, obviously, I guess she's a little bit worried about a Stalker. But after seeing the Warp Gate not spinning, her Overlord should be in the main base right now. Because you want to confirm if it's a Phoenix or an Oracle first. So now what's going to happen is Scarlett's actually going to fall a little bit further behind from where she should be. Because we're going to see her drop spores in about 15-20 seconds. And actually, maybe she'll skip spores entirely? I don't know. She's going fast Evo. She's building a third queen. She's got a bit of creep out already. I feel like, I mean, okay, I guess the Phoenix shows itself immediately, so you don't need to scout for that. But yeah, she already started the spore. Waste of money. Waste of money, Scarlett. She doesn't need that spore down for another 15-20 seconds. So she's getting that spore way too early. And that is a bit of inefficiency. I don't expect that from a player of Scarlett's caliber. This is me really nitpicking, guys. If you're not like a pro gamer at the absolute top of competition, I would never, ever criticize you too much for this, but I think for Scarlett, this was a little bit of an oversight. Now, she is keeping her Overlords a little bit far out, so this one here might be slightly vulnerable. It will give forward warning of Oracles, though. The Phoenix, of course, searching the corners, looking for those Overlords wherever they may lie, and it is going to be a Robo and a Twilight behind this. So most likely a Charge Lord Archon build. Probably see a Templar Archives come down. The question, of course, will be how much does Stats actually decide to pressure? Going up to 4 gateways as well. Oracle comes down here. Phoenix, he's going to find that Overlord. I was talking about this before. A little bit exposed. That Overlord a little bit far out. Let's hope these queens can get there in time to save it. The Oracle just kind of biding its time for now. I think going to wait until these units get out of there. Does save the Overlord. Good save by Scarlett, but this Overlord better keep running to that spore or it might get focused down in the next little while. Templar Archives is on the way as well as Charge and a 5th gateway and a 6th gateway. Oh, guys. Stats is not giving a shit right now. He's not even pretending he wants a 3rd. He's like, nah, we're just gonna go 6 gate Charge Lord Archon. He can still take a 3rd behind this. Okay, he's gonna move out now to kind of secure the 3rd, but he has no intention of probing that for quite a while. He's got to commit to the aggression now. Scarlett scouting this. She's probably feeling pretty good that she cancelled that. She's got a Zealot, she killed a probe, she forced the Oracle's laser beam on. She's got a lot more Zerglings actually, only 47 workers, and she is up at 24 Zerglings, another 20 Zerglings on the way. This is really bad for Scarlett. Basically, Stats would love her to keep massing Zerglings and denying this 3rd base. He's making it look like he wants this 3rd so much. Scarlett's buying the story. She has no idea it's Charge and Archon behind this stuff, which Zergling Baneling kind of sucks against. That's a good pickoff. She's getting good kills, but she's got to realize something's up with all these Zealots warping in, with how late the 3rd is. She's building a Nidus Worm right now. Did she just cancel that? She built a Nidus, then she canceled it. After seeing these Zealots, it's finally clicked. She said, oh, frack, I know what's happening. The Roach Warren's down. She does already have a Baneling nest, but she's not in position yet. I mean, she's got enough momentum picking off these units. I think she's okay now. Finally, she's kind of realized, wait a second, holy shit, this is very scary. Oh, she actually killed a High Templar before it finished warping in. That's massive. She gets a 2nd one. These +1 melee Zerglings are wrecking Stats right now. Massive blunder by Stats, and she's actually going to push through the natural. Oh my god, emergency Warlock trying to go down, but that's it. She's done too much damage, and she's in. Wow, okay. Oh, Stats tried a little bit too hard to sell the story of, hey, I want a 3rd base. And actually let her get value with these Zerglings. Oh my god. I'm going to rewind that one really quickly, guys. If Stats just kept it in his pants a little bit, said, okay, I've already got these gateways up so bloody fast, and actually committed to that Warp Prism a little bit earlier, I think this would be great. Losing the first Zealot in the depths, not the end of the world, right? And the Adept should have shaded home as well. But yeah, Stats just kept focusing on this, and it's like, okay, you've got money right now. He's supply blocked a little bit. I think he was planning to build pylons at the 3rd. That's part of the problem. Doesn't have a lot of supply, but he should still be warping in his 4 High Templar, making that Archon drop. Instead, he's like, nah, warp in more Zealots. Let's get the 3rd down. And, I mean, this just times out perfectly for Scarlett. She comes with more Zerglings, forces the Oracle's laser beam on, and now it's out of energy. For what? Just a few Zerglings. She's damaged the units. Oh, Oracle laser beams out. Guess what? +1 melee is finishing in 4 seconds. She gets a perfect surround on these units. They should have stayed in the choke point between the minerals. Sloppy play by Stats. And he still doesn't have Archons. He's still making Zealots. Archons are what you need against this. You need your Archons. Either send the Warp Prism home and use it to micro, make some Archons behind the wall, ferry them over, or get some counter aggression on, because Scarlett did not have a very large economy. That's the thing here. Like, Stats actually was totally fine to just take a delayed 3rd. Sit behind his wall, go do some Archon drop pressure, or come home, bring the Archons here, clear it up, take the 3rd. But got a little bit carried away, didn't realize that Scarlett was just holding down that Z key. She was like, man, Zerglings. Stats goes down there. A very, very vicious game 1 and game 2. Let's hop into game 3. See what happens.
Those round numbers. A Trixie smiley face.
We see the battle of the Chaos Lovers up against the people who like round numbers. Thank you very much for the tip, Nixtrix. Nixtrix? Yeah. Nixtrix, thank you very much. Appreciate the $2.23 tip. And also SML with the 500-bit cheer. Much love, mate. Really appreciate you guys going above and beyond and donating me that $5 effectively with that beautiful little bits hack. Thank you very much, guys. All right, let's go into game number 3, guys. Here we go. The score is 1-1. Down here in the bottom left, it is Scarlett. And up here in the top right, in the blue, it is Stats. It's interesting to see that Scarlett was actually planning to do a Queen Ling Bane Nidus all-in last game. She was going to do some real nasty stuff, but she realized, wait a second. He doesn't have enough units. He's got to be hitting me with, like, Archons. I've got to keep the aggression on with the Zerglings, swap into Roaches. And it worked out really well. If she tried to squeeze in a big round of drones after the first 20 Zerglings, then, yeah, she could have been in trouble against, like, the Archon drop counter, and she might not have got that momentum and just crashed through the wall the way she did. Desanei, thank you so much for the 300-bit cheer. Really appreciate that, mate. Much love. So, Scarlett... People are saying, when does she ever play late game against Protoss? Obviously, she did a lot of cheeky builds versus SOS in her very famous first championship victory at Intel Extreme Masters Pyeongchang earlier this year. Beautiful tournament. She had an amazing run. She did a lot of cheeky builds in all matchups that tournament. That was just the style that she played. Big Drew, much love with the 500-bit cheer, dude. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Do the bits contribute to the donation goal? You know, basically, there's unfortunately no tool to make them count together, Trippy Big, but the way I tend to do it is basically, if I set a goal there, I'm almost always going to do it. I definitely like to do it as a reward for the goal, but usually I'm going to find a way to make it happen and justify making it happen, even if we don't meet the goal. And obviously, like, I do like to actually make it so that does stand for something, and that's why it immediately, it's like, oh, bar fills up, we go do that. But yeah, basically we've been having so much support through cheers in the last few days, so obviously we kind of like, oh, we're a little bit under this goal. The cheers makes up for it, you know. I kind of balanced it out a little bit, so it's something which they don't directly fill that bar up, unfortunately, because it's all counted separately. I wish Streamlabs had a tool to do both. Maybe they've developed one since I last checked. But until they do, I can't do a goal that consolidates them, unfortunately. So anyway, guys, Probe comes in, sees it's a very standard opening from Scarlett. Nothing crazy. She's fully pulled off gas this game. So no early +1 upgrade for her, I don't think. And once again, Adepts into Stargate. And Scarlett should know this, because she saw that this has only just started upgrading. But this time around, notice there's a chrono boost on the other Adept. So Stats wants to use the smaller rush distance on this map to try and get the double Adept pressure and cause some damage.
For S&G's Kappa.
Tricon, thanks for the $1 tip there. Just totally messing up the number. Everyone with OCD hates you right now, but you don't give a crap, do you? You're doing this one for the Kappa. You're doing it for the S&Gs. I don't even know what that means, but I'm with it. I'm hip. I know the lingo. This shit is lit. Scarlett's doing a really cheeky all-in, guys. And he's realized, oh my god. Link speed's done. Scarlett's doing the crazy all-in. Oh my god, but look at that positioning on that adept. That was a sick response there from Stats. These Zerglings in the main gonna start fighting these probes. They need to not get surrounded. Good pull there by Stats, but Scarlett evades the surround. The wall-off's complete. She doesn't get the rest of her Zerglings here in time. Stats with a brilliant hold so far. Gateway will be falling, but he's going to try and pick off a lot of Zerglings before that happens. Ooh, this Adept gets surrounded. Nice pick off. Probes come to punish. They do manage to take down a few of those Zerglings. Oracle comes out, turns on its laser beam, and the Gateway holds. Oh no, this is the crucial point where Stats doesn't have a lot of money, but Scarlett was not able to break the Gateway down, and now as it gets more hit points, Stats is going to have enough money. Another Oracle's on the way, already building a shield battery, preparing for the next layer of wall, and suddenly for Scarlett it says, wait, even when you get this Gateway down, there's so much behind this, she's going to start droning. I mean, yeah, that's the right call. She cannot keep massing Zerglings. Keep in mind, she's not that far behind in workers. This is still a real kind of hanging off the edge of your seat hold by Stats. Scarlett has the third base. She's got the drones. She's got a third queen on the way. So this is not terrible for her, but definitely not the damage she was looking for. I wonder if Stats is going to cancel some stuff. Yeah, cancel the shield battery. He says, let's just let all these pylons finish. I don't, I can actually use them. I'm actually at 50 out of 62 supply. Immediately goes for a Robo, double gas on the natural, and a Twilight in the main. Super calm defense by Stats. BoyGB says, isn't this an awful spot? Stats is up on workers.
Myman, I'm still trying to figure out what this donation video even is.
Dude, you gotta watch Big Trouble in Little China, Mertz. Thank you so much for the $10 tip, dude. Really appreciate the support 2 days in a row. Manning, as well, with the Twitch Prime sub. We also had Ganoi with the 50-bit cheer before. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate the support. You've got to watch Big Trouble in Little China, Mertz. You've got to watch that. So in terms of the position, I agree with Borgie in chat, who says, yes, the position's... I mean, I don't think it's awful. I think it's not good. This is what we call a bad position. I don't think it's awful, though. And, oh, this is good damage. This is really big damage. Comes in, gets about 4 or 5 kills. 4 kills in total. And that's important, because I feel like Scarlett here hasn't really adjusted to her situation the way I would have liked. So the problem with the way Scarlett's playing right now, in my opinion, is I think she's gone for her second gas and her upgrade a little bit early. I feel like she's trying to converge back into her regular playstyle, which seems very melee upgrade, Baneling into Hydra focus. Now, this is not a bad playstyle, but I really feel like Scarlett should have pushed her work account a little bit harder. She knew she was going to have to invest in a lot of queens, a lot of spores to defend the oracles. She knew they were out. This was no surprise to her. Great defense there. She does snap an oracle, but I feel like now she's going to struggle because she's droning as the pressure's coming. I think if she pushed the drones earlier, delayed the upgrades, delayed the gas a little bit, got that work account up, she'd be in a better spot. But now suddenly, she does have queens on the defense. She does have a healthy worker lead. And this is what I'm talking about. So what should have happened is if Scarlett played a more regular style, is she would have gotten ahead in workers earlier. But she's prioritized upgrades and tech. She wants to still get to that next stage. And I guess if you're skipping Roach Tech, you kind of need to get up melee and then Hydra Tech pretty fast, because otherwise you're just too vulnerable if you're stuck on Ling Bane for too long. So I can get behind what Scarlett's trying to do here. Stats is like, shit, man, you droned your third. My third's only just starting. Nah, how about a nice tall glass of 6 gate charge lawn Archon. This seems to be Stats' magic number at the moment, where he can do a good amount of damage without committing too much of a crazy amount. But Jesus, that wall of queens is just insane. The Banelings need to connect though. Good micro by Scarlett. Where's the transfuse? She's been missing a few transfuses throughout this series, misses a few more there. Finally, they start to land. Banelings get decent detonations, but Stats was really good at evading that. Here we go, Zerglings come in from behind. If those Archons can go down, then Scarlett holds. She's going for the War Prism. The War Prism goes down. That's it. The Queens have been brutalized here. The Zergling count is low. Scarlett's still way ahead in work as one of those Archons goes down. The other two very low on shields. One of them regenerating though. The Zergling's not able to land a hit there. He's still regenerating. The other one starts to regenerate as well. Both
Keeping
Archons.
you busy with thanking people for donations, brah. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Snark, with the $5 tip. I appreciate that so much. Oh, these Archons are regenerating shields like mad. Scarlett's in so much trouble. Now she's building roaches. This is what I was talking about. Like Lingbane Queen, it's fantastic for a while, but yeah, if you don't get out like Hydras or roaches, these sort of pressures are so good against it. Oh, Stats, you clever girl, as Maynard would say. Holy shit, Stats recalls out, keeps the Archons alive. I think that's huge. Those two Archons add a lot of beef to the next step. Remember, Stats committed a lot to this, guys. What's the transition? Immortal production finally starts up. Upgrades have started behind this. Scarlett says, I'm in a messy spot. Let's go for the Spire. I need a curveball. I'm not going to do this in a straight up battle. And with all of her queens going down, even this follow-up Archon drop represents such a great threat. She does not have a lot of anti-air to chase this away. But now it looks like Stats is just going to use the Observer to pick off these creep tumors. Not a bad choice. Gets two creep tumors. Still an Oracle up there. Fourth base going down. Thank you so much, Big Drew, with the tier 1 sub. Much love, mate. And that Observer sees everything. And, you know, Scarlett would love to get across the map and distract with the Roach Sling. Pressure, you know, just keep Stats back. Because if Stats sees this Spire, it's really bad. But yeah, this Spore Crawler creates a safety zone. The Archons can't go too deep or the Prism will get shot down. Nice hot pickup micro. That Archon has 21 kills, dude. Oh my god, just going for maximum damage here with Stats. Then goes home and just goes back to macro. Storm, Immortals, +2. So much awesome stuff on the way. Sober Blackwater, thank you for the 5-month resub, my man. Much love, appreciate the support. Squiggly piggly, twiggly diggly. Indeed, my dude. Tiggly diggly. Sobery bobery. I got nothing. All I've got is an awesome game here where Scarlett's trying to claw her way back in this game, and she was so close to defending that pressure. If she defended that, had roaches out earlier, things could be different in this game. And as it is, the problem for Scarlett is she showed a unhealthy amount of roaches. So the weird thing about roaches is the more of you have them, the more unhealthy it is. And Stats is like, oh, you're just making roaches and trying to drone your fourth? He's like, no, I am going to kill you. Moves across with a ton of charge lots, 3 Immortals, an Archon, some other stuff. Oh god, High Templar goes straight through the middle of the map. They're going to go for the High Templar. The Mutalisk dive on the High Templar, hot pickup, drops the Archons, picks up the High Templar. Stats, you absolute god of micro. Scarlett is so afraid of this army. She knows there's Storm in there, but her Mutas, they're taking a bit too much damage. And now with the Stalker Warp in Stats, army will not be defeated by Mutas. The Mutas need to dive on the economy. Scarlett, you've got to get in there and hit those probes. Meanwhile, she needs to try and muster a defense. It's Roach Bane on the defense, no Ravagers. Are there any sentries? I don't think so. Stats realizing he's got no defense at home. He's going to try to split up. Scarlett's actually got a lot of units here, but the Zealots aren't there. The Zealots all split off to the other bases. So the Banelings aren't really useful in this engagement. It's basically just Roaches versus Archon Immortal. Drones being pulled in. Scarlett needs to hold this fight right here. She needs to hang on. I think she will have the numbers to do it. But at the same time, she's lost all the drones on this base. The Zealots and Oracle killed every drone up there. She needs to do devastating damage on the other side of the map. Speaking of which, that fight will slowly get cleaned up. More Zealots coming in. She's going to hold there. She breaks the natural. She breaks the main. She takes down 33 workers. Stats has taken down 40 throughout this game. There's a 4th base finish for Stats, though. With Chrono Boost, he will rebuild very quickly, but right now he does not have the mobility to deal with this. Cannons are going to provide some safety, as are Storms! Oh, Scarlett, you got to get out of there. 1 High Templar snags a Muta with that Storm. These Mutas very damaged. They might be able to find a little bit more, but not too much. Scarlett is re-droning fiercely. Oh, a single Reddit point Zealot. Jim Diddy, the fucking Zealot right there, chops a drone in half before getting killed by a pack of roaches. This single roach, the bravest little roach that was, decides to 1v4 some Zealots. Kills 1 before he goes down. Not bad. Scarlett has a 4th up as well, right? So this is still 4 base versus 4 base. Scarlett has recovered her workers way quicker. The problem for Scarlett is we've still got Storm. We've still got a ton of energy on the High Templar, 2 Immortals, and Archon. Yes, Stalkers aren't the best choice right now, but they're still decent when they've got all these other amazing units supporting them. I feel like Stats needs to push across and do some damage. The problem for Stats is he doesn't have information. He doesn't know what's happening, and that's what he's looking for now. The Zealot's going to scout the top. He says, look, I killed your 4th, and immediately he's going to feel his heart sink. He's going to go, oh shit, that's a fast 5th base. So Stats has got to be frustrated. The Oracle comes in with the Zealot. They're going to focus down a pack of these drones. Not a bad bunch of kills, but he realizes Scarlett has been able to bounce back with her economy faster than he expected, and he's immediately going to follow that up by moving out. With the Immortals and the Stalkers and the Archons? No, he's actually going back to chrono boosting probes. Correction, guys. He's actually not going to do it. He's got 3 Phoenix out to deal with the Mutas. I think he's saying, you know what, I've got the better army. I don't care if you're ahead in economy right now. I can catch up. I can defend. So, I mean, I'd love to see just more upgrades, more probes, just more Immortals and Archons added in, and it's going to be a splendid army. The Phoenix coming in. Oh, no, Mutas are the only thing that shoots up for Scarlett right now. Oh, these Phoenix actually represent a huge threat right now. Scarlett's Mutas are getting wrecked. She's not even going to take down a single Phoenix. And now the Phoenix can pick up Queens, they can pick up drones. Ah, she has to invest in 5 Corruptors to deal with this. That's a huge expenditure. Normally, as the Protoss, you go, shit, these Phoenix are kind of useless. But he realized that Scarlett lost so many Mutas running around his bases. He's like, wait a second, my Phoenix can just fight your Mutas. And you don't have anything that shoots up because you're on Roach Tech. You're not on Hydra Tech. Scarlett's like, shit, I guess I should do something with this Roach army. But once again, an unhealthy number of Roaches, guys. A lot of Roaches is like the worst thing you can have the longer the game goes. These are good in small fights, in the early and middle stages. The longer the game goes, they are terrible. Scarlett, realizing she's on a timer, she's like, screw it, I've got the gas bank. Let's just make a ton of Ravages, reinforced with a ton of Zerglings, and then Banelings eventually. She's already got +2 melee. She's adding +2 range. If she can land Corrosive Biles and connect maybe a few Banelings with the High Templar, her army is still very, very good. The problem is, as Stats Immortal Archon count grows, the Banelings will wash up against nothing. The Storm will always be massive. And the problem is Stats sees everything right now. He knows what he's up against. He's killed almost every Queen. There's only one left. The Corruptors are just chilling at the 3rd base. Finally, they start flying down here. A bit of a slow reaction there. Scarlett, of course, so focused on trying to break the front, but she doesn't even have enough money to make many Banelings right now. We've only got 4 Banelings on the way. She has made 27 Ravages. Holy shit. Scarlett, Sasha, what the hell? She's gone full NA, guys. She thinks she's a 5200 MMR NA ladder player right here. She's made 27 Ravages. It's not something you see at this level of play. This is a desperation move. This has got desperation written all over it. She knows if she doesn't do something soon, Stats is going to max out with a superior army. She doesn't have time for Lurk. She doesn't have time for Broodlords. So she's saying, let's make it or break it right here, right now. I don't know if she's going to find a way, and I feel like she needs to break those rocks and start hitting multiple angles. But for now, Stats knows, just buy time. Just buy time. He's got 10 High Templar with Storm spread all over the place. These Corruptors still trying to hunt down those Phoenix. We've got random Banelings coming in from multiple angles. If Scarlett can connect a few of those on the High Templar, that'll be huge. But for now, 27 Ravages, and they're just not achieving anything. She's maxing out her supply with Banelings because they have the most supply-efficient unit. She knows that she needs an incredibly hard-hitting army, but I love the way Stats has High Templar spread all across his bases. Zealots and Archons, terrible against these units if they're clumped up and getting smacked by Banelings, but amazing when they're pre-spread like this. Stats just engaging with a small section of his army at a time. Scarlett comes in the back and starts peeing on the Nexus. She does the caustic spray in the back of that base, but Stats not even responding. He's just like, screw it, I don't care, I don't need that base. I've got tons of money. All I need to do is defend this one push, and oh god, the Storms landing all over the Ravages. The High Templar on the north side actually not landing their Storms. Finally, they go down. A nice set of Corrosive Files, but Scarlett, she thought she'd caught him out of position, didn't realize that Stats was so well pre-spread. He just launches Storm all over this army. His Immortals laugh their way through the Zerg. He still had even more Archons and Zealots in reserve on the top. He said, look, as long as I don't just select my whole army and group it up, your Banelings aren't going to find a target. And the moment you push in, you're going to get surrounded and shut down. Stats takes the second game there, the third game, wins 2-1 after a very action-packed series. And Really, really impressive follow-up from Scarlett to get back in that game, but she was just a little bit off with that hold. Remember, guys, it all comes back to that charged Archon attack. She got the prism, but then she lost every queen. She lost a ton of mining time on her third, and Stats recalled the Archons while probing up his third base. So Stats got ahead there, played very well. GG, well played. Hope you guys enjoyed that series. That's a GG.